The mystery of the missing gem in the bustling city of Riverton, known for its grand museums and historic buildings, lived a young detective named Sophie. Riverton was a place where history and modern life intertwined, creating a vibrant atmosphere. Sophie had always been fascinated by mysteries and puzzles, and her keen eye for detail and sharp mind made her an excellent detective. One sunny afternoon, Sophie was at her desk in her cozy office, reviewing some case files, when her phone rang. It was the curator of the Riverton Museum of Art, Mr. Peterson. He sounded anxious and urgent. "Sophie, we need your help immediately. The blue star, our most valuable gem, has been stolen from the museum," he exclaimed. Sophie felt a surge of excitement and determination. The blue star was a legendary sapphire, renowned for its size and beauty. Solving this case would be a significant achievement. She quickly gathered her things and headed to the museum. When Sophie arrived, she was greeted by Mr. Peterson and Officer Grant, the local police officer in charge of the investigation. They led her to the gallery where the gem had been displayed. The area was cordoned off, and a small crowd of onlookers had gathered, whispering in hushed tones. "The theft must have happened last night," Mr. Peterson explained. "The alarm was triggered around midnight, but when the security guards arrived, the thief had already escaped. There were no signs of a break-in." Sophie examined the glass case where the blue star had been displayed. It was intact, with no visible damage. She then noticed a small, barely noticeable scratch near the lock. "This scratch suggests that the thief used a tool to pick the lock," she said. "It was done very skillfully." She turned to the security footage next. The cameras had captured a shadowy figure moving swiftly through the gallery. The thief was dressed in black, wearing a mask and gloves. Sophie replayed the footage several times, noting the thief's movements and gestures. "The thief knew exactly what they were doing," she mused. "They bypassed the alarms and security systems with ease. This wasn't a random act, it was planned." Sophie then inspected the gallery for any other clues. She found a small piece of black fabric caught on a nearby display. "This could be from the thief's clothing," she said, carefully placing it in an evidence bag. Next, Sophie interviewed the museum staff. She spoke with the security guards, the cleaning crew, and the museum's employees. One of the security guards, Jack, mentioned seeing a suspicious person loitering near the museum a few days before the theft. "I didn't think much of it at the time, but now it seems odd," he admitted. With this new information, Sophie decided to expand her investigation. She visited the nearby shops and businesses, asking if anyone had seen anything unusual. At a small cafe across the street, the barista recalled seeing a person in black enter a building 2 blocks away the night before the theft. Sophie followed this lead and discovered the building was an old, abandoned warehouse. She carefully approached and found the door slightly ajar. Inside, she saw a makeshift workspace with tools, maps of the museum, and blueprints. It was clear this was where the thief had planned the heist. As she searched the warehouse, she heard a noise behind her. Turning quickly, she saw a figure trying to escape through a back door. "Stop!" Sophie shouted, giving chase. The chase led them through the narrow alleys of Riverton. Sophie was determined not to lose the thief. She finally caught up and tackled the figure, pinning them to the ground. The thief struggled but eventually gave up. Officer Grant arrived just in time to help Sophie handcuff the thief. They removed the mask, revealing a young woman with a look of defiance in her eyes. "You're not getting away this time," Sophie said firmly. Back at the police station, the thief was identified as Laura, a notorious jewel thief wanted in several cities. The evidence Sophie had gathered was enough to charge her with the theft of the blue star. The blue star was recovered from the warehouse and returned to the museum, much to the relief of Mr. Peterson and the people of Riverton. The museum held a special ceremony to celebrate the return of the gem and to honor Sophie for her outstanding detective work. "Thank you, Sophie," Mr. Peterson said during the ceremony. "Without your quick thinking and keen eye, we might never have recovered the blue star." Sophie smiled, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. "It was a team effort," she replied, looking at Officer Grant and the museum staff. I'm just glad we could bring the Blue Star back where it belongs." The story of the Blue Star theft and Sophie's heroics quickly spread through Riverton, cementing her reputation as the city's top detective. She continued to solve mysteries and help those in need, always ready for the next challenge. And so, the tale of Sophie and the mystery of the missing gem became a cherished story in Riverton, inspiring young and old alike to be vigilant, brave, and always ready to seek the truth.